Hello, everyone. How are you this evening? Today, we are here on My Two Cents. And we are here today in this lovely evening. We're going to talk about my last show on Autumn is Here on my podcast. And my last show was with Miss Karine Ostaseski. And she has a company called Hot, or Is It Just Me? So the last show was about menopause, and it wasn't something that I sought out. It was something that she brought to my attention, and it was very interesting because caregivers may be going through this as they're going through the stress of caring for someone. Sometimes you miss the signs that's going to help you, and or that you are going through when you because your focus is on somebody else. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about menopause. I know we don't talk about it. I know we don't talk about it, but we need to talk about it. We need to tell some of the young people, like, hey, these are the things that's gonna happen, So definitely come on and listen. Even if you didn't see the show, even if you didn't see Autumn is Here podcast, please come on. Make sure that you come on and let's talk about this subject. Maybe some of you have some experience in this subject and you can help us out a little bit, or you can relate to what the young lady said. So today I'm not here by myself. I am here with Miss Evelyn Wilson. I'm sure you're familiar with her right now. She is here today from No Ceiling Network. And hi, how are you? Thank you for
I'm
joining
great.
us. Thank you for
Thank
joining us
you.
this evening. Yeah, we're gonna talk into this subject that people just don't talk about, and people might say, "How does it relate? How does it relate?" And it does relate because the people who are caring for people are 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and they may have gone through or going through menopause and not even knowing it because they're focused on their loved one. So and menopause is something that everybody is different. They go through different. Some people have it for longer time, some people have it more severely. Some of the signs don't even show up, so it's very interesting to talk about this subject. So I just want to say hello to everybody. Hi, hey Frankie, how are you? I'm glad you're not in Applebee's tonight. Hi Raven, I thought I saw Sharon. I thought I
Yes,
saw
Sharon is on
is
as
I don't
well. Hi,
see
Sharon.
Sharon. Hi. So I'm glad that you joined us. Uh, we were talking with Miss Karine, and she has her business about menopause, and she understands how everything goes and stuff like that. So she gave a lot of information, some things I didn't even know about. So if you saw the show, you might want to point out a couple of things that she said that might be kind of interesting and a little different from the regular symptoms that we always hear about, because we hear about hot flashes, we hear about the temperament changing and stuff like that. So, if you're here and you want to talk to us about, something else, something like that, if you're familiar with that, or some of the things that she said was interesting. Some of the things, hey, Miss Sweet Sticks 755, how are you? uh, uh, some of the things that she talked about that was interesting, like some of the, we have some of the regular things like being grumpy and irritable, not sleeping and stuff like that. But she had said something to me about um, burning tongue syndrome. Now, I've
Mm,
never heard of burning tongue syndrome. I don't know if anybody out there has gone through and had that, but I never heard
yikes.
about that. So I don't
Yikes.
know. I don't know about that one, but that was kind of interesting. So, but if you do have burning tongue syndrome, they said you can sip on some cold water or some things like that, chew on some sugar-free gum, things like that. So if you have that, those are some things. Yeah, as Raven said, the body changes. Your body does change and go through
And mood changes.
a lot, and mood changes, yes. But sometimes you don't realize it. You really think of, like, you're in the moment. So you're thinking that you're just upset. Or say if you're short tempered with the person that you're caring for. Say if your person is like 90 and they sometimes they're in good mood, sometimes they're not, sometimes not feeling good, whatever. And you're just slow tempered. They're taking their time getting ready. They're taking their time eating. They taking their time getting lost of what they're saying, and you think, okay, this is what they do, and you're irritable. This day you just can't do it. Maybe it's
Mhm.
because you're going through it and your body is going through it and you're being affected by that. So that's something to consider. Just of course we say, okay, be patient and stuff like that, but sometimes if your body is going through something, you might not be able to be patient because you may not have checked out that you have body is changing, you have mood swings.
Well, Sharon said that she has heard of the burning tongue
Oh,
syndrome,
she
I think
did.
you said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she said she heard of that. And then Sweet Six said, Sweet Stick said, I always wonder why they call it menopause when it doesn't affect men. Um,
Oh, I think
we
it's because
found
it's a
out that,
pause. It's a pause.
but didn't she say in the episode that men do have some form of menopause?
Yes, men do have some form of menopause. Gosh, andropause, I believe it's called. And she said
Mm-hmm.
they do have some form of that, but it's slower for them. It's like they lose their testosterone 1% a year. So you know
Okay.
how it's a slower effect. So maybe they don't even notice it at all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it's a slower effect that that happens with them. But with us, things, your period stops, and that's drastic.
Yeah.
Estrogen changes, so we get it. It hits us, and some people hot flashes when it's not hot at all. Or
Yes.
lots of sweat, because that's how your body cools your body off, by sweat. So you sweat a lot, when you're not even doing anything.
Well, I have so many questions, but we
Whoa.
just hopped right in, y'all. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Thank y'all
Hi,
for hopping on
everyone.
today. I see some people liking. Please like, love, share this on your page, share this with your friends, share this with somebody who needs it. Because, my question for the audience is, who are y'all talking about menopause? Who's going through it right now? Who has been through it? Like, I want to see in the comments,
You all in the
did
business.
this?
How you
I am, but listen, we supposed to be transparent around here, okay? No,
well,
but no, let me know. Go
I'll
ahead, go ahead.
start. I've gone through menopause, but I was not going through it when my mom was ill. So
Okay, okay.
I wasn't going through it when my mother was ill, but I did go through menopause. But I didn't know. I didn't understand why people were giving me seats on the train, and I was like, why do they keep doing that? Why are they saying that? I'm not old. Why? And it was because every time I got up to the train, because it's an elevated train, and every time I got up there and the train came, I was pouring down sweat, and I didn't even know. I was sweat. So
Oh,
I said, why is everybody? It'd be like, okay, sit down, miss, sit down, miss. And I'm like, what is wrong with these
because they
people?
thought you were
You know,
exhausted.
yeah, it's nice getting a seat, but it was weird to me. Well, yeah, especially when the train is crowded, it was very weird. But I was
Mm.
sweating so much.
Oh my
So yeah, that's
goodness.
how I discovered. Oh,
Wow.
this is what's happening. So yeah, yeah,
And
it's
then I know
yeah,
you said that it like happens all of a sudden, but when your guest was sharing, she was like, really, menopause is this one moment after you've
yeah.
been experiencing these symptoms over 12 months, right?
Well, you have
So,
perimenopause first.
okay, perimenopause first.
Right.
Okay.
So if you have
Oh.
perimenopause and you're going through these different things, and you may not even recognize that you're going through that, but you have
Mm,
perimenopause, you might have brain fog and irritability and stuff like that, sleepless nights, they say, and a low libido, So you may be going through that. Menopause is when you haven't had your period for a year. Like I think that's what she said. Yeah, a year,
hmm.
and that's
Yeah.
it.
And
That one day, but after that, you still have um, those things. You're still going through those things, but it doesn't last
oh,
all
what
the
do they call
time.
it after that though? After the actual.
I don't know, menopause cycle. I don't know. We call it menopause. We don't. She says it's one day. Actually, that's
Hmm.
actually, but we still call it menopause. If you're going through and you're sweating and you're carrying on and you're grumpy and you're all that, you're going through your menopause. Your
Yes, yes.
cycle has changed and your body has to get used to it. And your body's reacting to it, especially with the estrogen leaving your body. That's drastic for a woman. And so you have all these different things, and you may have headaches, different things like that, and or not have any energy. You don't
Mm.
want to go out. You don't want to do these things anymore. So it's a big change. It's a big change for us, and I didn't enjoy it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people said they didn't go through it. They don't have, and she said that some people don't have um, any signs, any symptoms or anything. So some people are lucky like that, and that's good. I don't know if anybody on here is has been that lucky, or maybe you're not at that age that you're even going through it or not. I don't know, but
Listen,
you know,
I sent you something about
oh
it of where they were talking about, how you have the 12 months, right? And
yeah,
somebody had went through like I don't know if I sent it to you, but I've just been watching all the stuff ever since you had this topic on Sunday. But basically, somebody went through 6 months and then got their period and it's had to start all over again. And then like
Oh
I
yeah,
saw somebody else who
yeah,
went through 9 months and then
yeah.
it got their and it started all over
It does
again.
that.
Like
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
I stopped and started again too. So yeah, yeah.
Really?
I think. Oh, Sweet Six says they call it postmenopause. Okay,
Postmenopausal
postmenopausal
period.
period. Okay,
That makes sense. That makes
postmenopausal
sense.
period. Okay, okay. Yeah. So, and that's the thing that can last for a year, 2 years, whatever, 3 years, 4 years. So um, I don't. I'm glad that I'm past that, but it takes a long time. I didn't understand it when people around me, like we used to be in a choir, and people around me, you sit close in the choir, and the older person, they would be fanning like, and it's we're like, "You're making us cold. What are you doing?" We didn't get it. We're like, "What are you doing?" They were like, "I'm hot." We're like, "What is wrong with her?" But she said, "Give it time. You'll understand, and you give it time, you'll understand."
You understand it,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Sharon said that would be me, no symptoms at all. Kudos to you, Sharon. Listen,
Wow. Who do you make that deal with that you didn't have to go through that? Let us know who you made that deal with. Because that's not fair.
listen.
That's not
So
fair.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I mean, I don't know if I have the symptoms yet, but as far as the irritability at certain times of the month or something like that, like I think I'm experiencing that. I
Well,
might be
maybe.
impairing. I
But
might
you,
be impairing.
yeah, but you have to, what this talk is about, to make you aware of things, like, because, you might be married and getting on your husband's nerve because you're irritable and stuff like that. Make sure you're aware of it, where of these changes in your body, in your life. And you can go see a doctor and ask them. There's no clear test, but you can ask them, what's going through, and know what the symptoms are, and see what's going on. One of the things, I'd ask about, like, how do you get men on board with this? Because, like, if you're sick and something happened, you talk to your mate, your spouse, whatever. And she
Mhm.
was like, conversation, talk to them, explain to them, because they don't know what it is. They can't even understand what we're experiencing. You have to talk to them and let them know, because they're gonna be like, you are getting on my nerve. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, have open conversations with your partner, just to let them know that this is something that's natural that we're going through. Like, all of a sudden, when you hot and you cold, and you cold and you're hot, and you throw the covers off because you hot and he's cold. Like, people go through that with their partners, and it's good if they understand it early. Sometimes we say the word, but what exactly does that mean to a man? What does that mean? Oh, they're going through the change, is what they would say. They're going through the change. What exactly does that mean? What are they going through? Tell your partner what you're going through. You have headaches, you're tired, you don't feel like, you know, going out and doing anything. There's so many different symptoms. Everybody doesn't have all of them, but thank goodness for that. But there's so
So
many,
I
so
know
many
her
different symptoms.
app. She has an app or a website. A website, right?
She has a website. Hot, or is it just me?
So does her website offer like any remedies or
Yeah,
options for people
they
who are going
have.
through?
Well, they have supplies and things like that, creams, and you can take, because they have oral things. You can take pills, you can take creams. It depends on what you use or whatever. But she does suggest, like, if you're not sure, go to the doctor and find out, what you want, what you need, and stuff like that, and what works for you. She said it's trial and error. Everything doesn't work for everybody. It's trial and error. Um, and she also gave us a discount. So if you go to her website and you see a product that you need, you purchase a product, but you type in autumn and you get a discount on the product.
I
So
love
it's
a
really
good
good.
discount.
That's
Come on,
good.
Autumn.
That's good. My first discount. Yay.
Francine is an influencer, y'all.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that all I needed to do?
That's what it
Okay.
is.
Now I got another title. But it's very interesting to it's funny how you don't know things ahead of time, and you don't know how to deal with them because you don't know ahead of time. And I
Yeah.
think that we should talk about this in our families if we have, children or adult children, that, let them know these are things that are going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Not, you're just not going to get your period anymore. That's like not enough explanation, because there's more that happens. there is more that happens with that because
And
somebody might
I
that
think
think
it's
they're
great
sick,
to talk
you
about
know?
it though, because
Yeah.
even though I think sometimes it's uncomfortable to talk about it,
Mhm.
but I think it's great to talk about it because,
Yeah.
like, okay, just imagine. Well, I don't know. Did somebody talk to you about it before?
No, we just knew that a woman goes through her change, is what they used to call it, and then it was like, okay, it's menopause. What exactly it was, I really didn't know. And then I thought it lasted for like, a year, and that wasn't true.
No,
That wasn't true. And then
no.
it stopped. The symptoms stopped after like a year. It stopped, and then the symptoms came back like a year, and then like 2 years later it came back. So I was
Wow.
fine, and then 2 years later I got hot flashes, and I was hot and sweating and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
so
I was gonna say, just imagine if somebody would have told you like exactly what to expect, before. It might
yeah.
have made it a little easier.
Also, what she didn't speak about, but also your body changes in a way where because of the estrogen, low estrogen, your body changes, and so now all your fat goes to your stomach. Ask me how I know. Um, it goes to your stomach. It's
Wow.
so not fair. It's so not fair. I really wish men would have more of this. It's kind of not fair how we get the pains for the having the baby, then we got to go through menopause, and they got this andropause that 1% a year they get. So it's not fair. I don't know. God is letting us know who He really likes. I don't know, but
Man, it's
yeah.
just the whole thing.
Hello. Oh, okay. I think she hit the wrong button, but that's okay. But listen, make sure that you go to your doctor and ask if when you take medicines, if you go to the doctor and you ask and you have to take medicine, make sure that you go to a doctor and let them know about all the medicines that you take before they give you something for menopause. Okay, make sure they know all the medicines that you're taking, because some things don't react to different
They
medicines and
don't go
stuff
well
like that.
together.
They don't go well together. So make sure
Mhm.
that they know that. Make sure you're aware of that, and just check yourself out and just be mindful of it. Especially if you're a caregiver, we want caregivers to take care of themselves. A lot of times you don't do that. You're doing what you're doing, and it's great, but you got to take care of yourself so you can be well. You don't want to be worn down and broken down and tired. You have to make some decisions in your life too, so you don't want to be like worn out and have nothing, you know, to give because you've given so much to the person that you take care of, and then you have nothing for yourself. So please be conscious of that. Please be aware of that. Please go to the doctor if you're around that age and these things are happening and you have some of the symptoms. And go back to the show and listen to some of the things that she said and some of the suggestions, and see if there's anything that you're going through now, or talk to your doctor in advance, like, okay, I'm a little afraid what is going to happen.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love it. I
so
was gonna say, Sweet Sticks was celebrating you for being in your influencer era, with the discount code.
okay,
But
okay,
yeah,
thank you.
definitely, I would say, go listen to the episode. I listened to it. It was really informative. And see if there's anything that you would like from the website as well.
And
Sweet
listen,
Sticks. Oh, go
listen,
ahead.
Oprah has this whole thing on this now.
She does.
So,
Okay. You
so
on the
listen,
way. You
yeah,
on the
so,
way,
so I'm
Princey.
on the right track. If Oprah has a whole show on this now, whole segment thing, series thing. So listen,
Yeah.
what
Oh,
is
so Sweet Six says the decrease in hormones also causes changes in your bones. So if you have arthritis, it may become more painful. Wow. Okay.
well, yeah, they were talking about the bone density.
Mm.
They were talking about the bone density. Sometimes that affects that. So yeah, some of that. Yeah, check that out. Check that out. So we go through. I guess that's why we're so strong, because we got to go through all of these different things, all
Yeah. No,
all of
it's
these different
true.
things. With our body. But it's better to know. It's better to know ahead of time. It's better to keep to be informed. It's better to seek help. Um, and wherever you can seek help, and it's better to inform your partner. Inform
Hmm.
your partner what you're going through. Hopefully he's sympathetic to it, and just educate him. on it, and that would be good because it might make it, easier for you to, y'all to get along.
Yeah,
Hi,
I
Hope.
love it. Oh, hope it's
Hi.
on. Hey,
Yes,
um,
yes.
I love how you're connecting this particular episode with the caregivers, right? I know a lot of times you're giving resources for the elders, like,
Yeah, yeah.
elder care and different places they
Right.
can stay and different resources. But I love that, in this episode, you're catering to the caregiver and encouraging the caregiver to take care of themselves. And I
Yeah,
love
it's
that.
important. It's important. It's important to take care of yourself. If you've gone through menopause, you'll know how sometimes it can be where you're not, you can't, some days you can't even do anything. It's just, you're frustrated and stuff like that. You don't want to go out. You don't want to do these things. So if you're like that, how can you care for someone else? You know,
Yeah,
so you have to be aware of that, because if you're like that, your person is going to lose out, and you're going to be miserable. So, you're going to Hope is going through perimenopause. You're going through
yeah.
perimenopause now. Oh my
She said
goodness.
it's kicking her butt. Listen.
I can
Listen.
imagine. I can imagine,
I think it's definitely in alignment too with your motto of like not waiting and like thinking about things ahead of time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm just
yeah.
wondering, I'm gonna do some research to see like, is there anything that you can do to like
To not
help
have
some
it.
of this? Not
Oh,
not have it. I know I gotta have it.
okay. Well,
But I
Sharon didn't.
mean,
So,
well, yeah, you're right.
yeah,
Maybe I'll be one of those people. Um, but no, but I mean to like, when they were talking about the bone density and like the different things, is there something that I could do to just ease it along a little bit better? Maybe.
I think there are things that you can do. I mean, I don't know, because it depends on, everybody doesn't have the same symptoms.
Hmm.
But I think
Hmm.
there are some things to do, because I know when you are, you know, uh, with dietary things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Things like that, and just and make sure, if I knew that I would, my whole body shape would change and all that, I would have done other things too if you would have told me, but
hmm,
they
hmm,
didn't,
yeah,
and they
yeah. The
don't.
hopes.
Yeah.
Oh, go. I'm sorry.
What she
Hope
said?
said, "Yep, I wish our elders talked about this more." Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. See, they don't tell us enough information. And I guess it's, maybe because, certain things you don't talk about, certain parts of the bodies you don't talk about. I don't know. But it's really important to know, because it feels not fair to have to go through it. It's nothing you can do. Like, once you go through, you got to go through it.
hmm,
And if you go through it, but if they tell you ahead of time, and I do think that if you ask the doctor, they can give you some, people have hormone treatments. They do hormone treatments also
okay,
for
okay,
this. I don't know enough about hormone treatments, but I wish I would have known to ask ahead of time.
hmm,
Then maybe I would, would have been able to do that. But I don't know enough about it. But that's an option. We just kind of think about, when we're growing up, it's like you're gonna go through the change, and you just going through it. You're just gonna deal with it. Like, it's just something you're gonna go through, and and I mean, that's pretty much the conversation. Okay, you're
yeah,
gonna go through the change, and that's just
yeah,
something you go through, but it's so much more to it. There's so many different things to it, that you might not have your period, and you might think that's it, but you don't realize that your irritability is because of that. Your sleepless nights are because of that. you know
mm.
your fatigue is because of that. So you don't know your burning tongue,
There's
which
so
which is
much to
new.
being a
which is
woman.
new. It is a lot to be a woman. It's a lot to be a woman, and it's a
It's a
lot to be a woman.
lot.
It's a lot to be a woman and go through what you go through, and be a caregiver too. It's funny though, that people don't know. We need to talk to our younger people too, just to know about it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Hope said HRT, hormone replacement therapy. I know some women get that. Okay. Hormone
Yeah.
replacement therapy.
Oh, okay. I was wondering about that. I wish I would have known about that, but then, you got to be careful of what other medicines that you're taking and stuff like that. But that's a thought. I would have definitely have considered that. Absolutely. But I didn't know to ask for it. I, di- I didn't know that. So now we know. Now we know. So if you're online and you haven't gone through it yet, and you might go through it and whatever, think about that. Ask your doctor now. What does that exactly mean? What does that mean for me? Because if your doctor knows your medical history, he might say, well, you probably are not a candidate for it because you have XYZ, or you'll be a good candidate for it if this happens to you, and when you should take it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
Um,
Love
and
that.
it may be too late for me or somebody to take it, but I'm already fat and out of
But I
shape.
might have some hope.
You might have some hope. You might have some hope. If you haven't gone through it yet, you might have some hope. So thank
I
you.
wanted to for you to share the website again and also your discount code because I don't know if Hope heard that or if some other people who just hopped on. So could you share that website one more time with us?
Her website is hot or is it no hot or just me? Is it wait a minute? It's hot or just me?
Hot or just me?
Yeah,
And
and
you can
we
use
have
discount code Autumn.
right. You use the discount code Autumn if you want to get products from her, whether it's pills, whether it's salve, whatever it is. I think they have other things that are like mechanical products that you might have, so that might help you. So, please check it out. Check it out and see what will work with you, depending on what you're going through. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Hope gave a book suggestion. She said a good book a friend gifted me is Outliving Our Ovaries.
Really?
Outliving Our
Oh,
Ovaries.
outliving our ovaries. Oh, thank you.
Interesting.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. See, people are talking about this. People who have gone through are going like, no, we got to let people know. Okay,
Yeah,
we can't just let these
yeah.
young girls go through this, these young ladies go through this. We can't. We got to let people know. So I think that's what's happening.
I'm so glad there's a
Yeah,
revolution. I'm
it's a
so glad.
revolution.
All right, well,
Thank
Francine,
you.
I'm gonna give you the floor to let people know why you started this podcast and what they can look out for next. I'm giving you the floor.
Well, thank you all, everybody who came on. This topic wasn't something that I sought out, but someone she reached out to me. Karina reached out to me, and it was really good to kind of like start thinking about it. And we should really start talking to people about this and our young ladies about this and let them know exactly what the change is, exactly what menopause is, so they know what to expect and talk to their doctor ahead of time. But I want everybody, if you haven't seen the show, you can go back and you can see the show. It's on Autumn is Here. You can see the show. And you know why I started the show? I wanted to give people information. I wanted to give people information about caregiving and support system and things like that. And this is something that is a self-care for a caregiver, and Autumn is here to be a support for people, and it's to be um, give resources and information. So just like we got, information today, I want people to understand that. What Hope says, I learned a lot about my rare symptoms in this book. Oh, okay, okay. Because there's so many. It's like a whole laundry list of symptoms that, we just talk about the common ones. So that's another thing. Some of these things may be happening to you. You don't even know because you wouldn't think that that is tied into not having your period. You know what I'm saying? So it's very interesting. So yeah, so this is for us to learn and to keep going and to understand what's going on and to self-help. Caregivers, please take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. One of these things, this may be going on with you or something else, but go to your doctor for just to make sure you have your checkups. I know you care for your loved ones and they have their checkups because you're going to see to that, but make sure you have your checkups also. And I hope you join us next weekend. Next weekend, I do have my next show up, and it is not only one guest, not two guests, but three guests. So
Come
three
on,
guests
three
is one
guests.
time. So I don't know. I tried it. I tried it.
No, you didn't try. You did that.
I,
Okay, you
I
did
tried it. So we
that.
have three guests at one time, y'all. I'm trying to juggle. But that it was called for. It's something to give us a lot of information. So please tune in next week on Autumn is Here on Sundays. And if you don't see it on Sundays, it's okay. You can see it on Monday, Tuesday, whatever. You can go back to YouTube channel and check it out. Okay. And you can go back and see some of the old shows too. Like Hope is on this, and Hope had a show. She was a caregiver, and she was on my show, and other people who were on my show. That are here today. Sweet Six is really Lizette, so I just want to tell y'all that Lizette was on my show. Sharon's on my
Hey,
show.
Lizette.
She wanted to hide because of the subject. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Lizette is actually a nurse, so she's here to give us
Love
some
it. I
some
didn't know that was
medical
Lizette. Hey,
some medical
girl.
support, and I appreciate that. But thank
Love
you all for
it.
coming on tonight. Thank you all. Please continue to support Autumn is Here. If you have friends, please let them know and let them subscribe. Even if they don't watch the channel, subscribe. I don't care what anybody says. I want you to subscribe. You might need it later, or someone else might need it, and you can share it with them. And you want things like this to keep going on. You want people to be giving you information and try to update you on different things. I'll talk about subjects that you would never talk about before. So I'm trying to do that. So please, if you have a friend, if you have a neighbor, please, please, please let them know about it and have them subscribe. Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Everybody have a great, great evening. Thank you, Evelyn, for coming on and joining with me. I appreciate it. And thank you for participating.
Absolutely.
Thank you for all those who will participate and added to this conversation.
Yes, yes, yes. Y'all know I got a hype Francine up. Listen, she's a whole influencer now, y'all. Y'all better catch her
Yeah.
while you can, okay?
Catch me while I'm free.
I love it. And don't say that she didn't tell y'all, okay? Because she
Yeah,
did.
I did. All right. So y'all know one more thing you know about. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a great
Good
evening.
night.
Good
Bye,
night.
everybody.
Bye.